I think is going to be fantastic. Look, Ilya Teporia has shown that he can fight anyone, anywhere. And he has the looks, Chael, of one of those young, great champions that carry that swagger about themselves. They carry that confidence about themselves. They look and feel like the real deal, like people that we could be watching defend those belts for a long time. But in Max Holloway, you know what he brings to the octagon. We all do. And what we saw in the last fight against Justin Gaethje was not anything that anyone being honest would tell you that they expected. Because you and I both know, we spoke about this time and time again, Max Holloway was up against it against Gaethje because he was bigger, he was more powerful, he was the guy that knocks people out, and Max went out there and knocked Gaethje out. So seeing that, I think it adds a completely different layer to the fight between him and Teporia, because generally Max is not considered a guy that puts you out with one punch. He's a guy that overwhelms you with volume. But by seeing him knock out Justin the way he did, it makes me go, man, this is much more interesting than people want it to be.
Yeah, no, I feel that same way. You know, Teddy Atlas had made a comment on Ilya Teporia one time, and it was before Teporia beat Volkanovski. And at that time, he was most known as Mr. Hand Sanitizer from Patty. He wasn't really given much of a chance to beat Volkanovski. So the mere fact that Teddy had really broken him down and watched him at that time was pretty impressive, but he just made a comment, and he said that he'd never seen a boxer in MMA ever with as good a hands as Teporia, and he said, be real careful letting that guy get inside. It was a simple comment, but I stored it away and remembered it, and then all of a sudden, there was a combination. He steps off, he throws the hook. It was extremely clean. I'm talking about Teporia here. The reason I bring that to you, Daniel, if we were just talking about pure boxing, based on what I heard Teddy say about Teporia and then watched him go out and do to Volk, or if I put that against all of the activity, all of the balls thrown against the wall in Max's last fight, not to mention juxtaposed with the power that he showed against Gaethje. I mean, it's one of those things where nothing about this fight is clear. I will be curious who goes down as the favorite. Dana had alluded that he might bring a BMF fight to the Sphere. And one thing about the BMF fight that we fiercely adhere to is the rules that we come up with as we go. And I got to tell you, it never meant that it had to be Max. It could have been a girls fight, but it was going to be the BMF. It could be something else special. And I'm only bringing you that because we did have the rumor that it was going to be Max and Teporia, except they would have been fighting for Teporia's belt. And then there was a rumor those guys were going to go to Salt Lake, and now we've got clarity that those guys are going to Abu Dhabi. There still might be something to a BMF fight coming up at the Sphere, at least according to Dana White's own Twitter account.